You know, I don't know, I mentioned that night about the beans, but I've not actually gone back over and actually just taken another visual to see how deep they would be back in.
But you know, I was looking at this last night at the volleyball game, and you wouldn't necessarily have to put it in between those beams. What about up in the corner, like, you know, where everybody stands at the, I was just thinking.
Those little rooms.
Something, yeah, something, I was just thinking,
He
you know.
gave a scenario that he was looking at was he thought about putting it over where the girl's picture of the girls are on one end, putting it over that, and then he said on the other end, you couldn't put it there because of that fan, but move it in just a little bit. And he said there is what he was looking at.
Well, why don't we go ahead and do this and recess scrabble? We're not 3 minutes away from it.
Then we anybody there with us to give us any kind of input, because they may have one.
You want the high school to have
Yeah,
some.
that's why.
Well, I mean, but we know what we're looking at. You know,
It's
what I'm
probably
saying.
when we go over there, we need to have that old one lower down, and see how big it is, to see what we're creating.
Now, Sam's got the dimensions on
He's
it.
already got
Yeah,
it there.
Sam's got the dimensions. He's got the dimensions on it. He measured it. And it's like I want to say it's like 5 by 3. It's not very big.
No, it was,
It's not.
I want to say it was 8 by
The
5.
way I understood what he
Oh, maybe
was
it's 8 by
saying
5.
was, this
Not very
one
big.
Right,
is
it was a
massive
lot, it
compared to
was a
what
humongous.
than there now. Yeah, it's
Less
just
than
like
what-
overwhelming. It's
There's
way
14.
overwhelming.
It's
If
not
you take
very
it
big.
like that, though, this one would be overwhelming, like, way too big.
I think
It would be. I
Way
mean,
too big,
Well,
yeah.
you're talking about 14 feet, I mean,
What's the total dimensions on that?
It's smaller, but not a whole lot smaller.
but the first thing you're gonna look at when you walk in there and see that scoreboard is they built the gym around the school.
Yeah. The football,
It's got an overall dimension somewhere there.
the football is 8
It is.
foot wide. That's how wide the football.
Long,
What do you think about that?
Now, that's a lot,
That's how wide that one is.
Well, imagine 14 feet, take two
Remember that?
double it.
Your football is 8 feet wide.
Well, that's what I'm saying, double it.
Okay.
That's
That's
what
17 feet.
massive, I mean, that's just me.
It's
you know,
going
I
to
don't
be
care.
top, you know, up here.
yeah.
But you don't want to walk in and just the scoreboard over, you know, I mean.
What I'm taking that as.
That's just one.
That's just one of these buildings.
Right.
That's
I
not
was just kind of thinking,
corners.
I don't know, I was just thinking about that
Tilting
last
the
night.
top to wide.
I know what you're talking about. Well, yeah, that's good.
This one is going to be.
Yeah, and that's why
This is
it's-
gonna be-
I think if they wanted that middle, to stay, they wanted it more or less like it was, with LEDs, sort of switch out those parts and put double back in.
8 to 14.
See, that's a 4 by 8.
14.
This one's a 7 by 8, but it actually gives us 8 to 14, 3 to 10. So that one would be 8 at the bottom there, it's still gonna be 10 at the bottom, whatever at the top. It'll be a little less than 14.3.
This is just, it's going to be just about the same big, but not as long.
Not as deep, right?
Probably 14
It's
by
gonna
4
be, it's
instead of
gonna be
14
3
by 7.
feet shorter.
That's, it says 14 by 7. Is that what it says there, 14 by?
No, it's a 7 by 8 board, and that's a 5 by 8 board. It's
4 by 8.
4 by 8, so that's 3 feet. And then that is in height.
Yeah, but that's, that says what, 14 by
14
the top?
and 10 at the bottom.
Well, that's what this one could do, so it would be 14 at the top and then it'll be 7 at the bottom. As far as length, right? It'll still be 10 at the bottom, right? Am I right? So it'll be long.
It would probably
Be
be
close.
10 at the bottom,
Yeah.
close to it, and it's probably only
12.
12 or better at the top.
And still big. I mean,
Yeah,
it's,
Well, this isn't what we're looking for, what we have here, what we have this for. This is-
I think we're gonna have to really sit down and get on the internet because of these.
You're gonna have to decide whether you want to go back with what's existing.
We have really
Or
to
you want-
wait to, if we're gonna go back in the center.
That's what
We
the way
have,
is.
we have a winch system that lowers that up and down. We've got to make sure that it's, you know, the cable size and what it, you know, it's going to have a pulley system connected into that structure as it's
and
running.
if you change the weight, then you're gonna have to get the architect involved to tell us
If that's
what weight
Well,
that
that's
structure
another,
will
you know,
have.
it would be ideal if we can use the same winch and
Right.
system.
Right.
That's less expensive. A lot less.
My thing personally is if he has contacted one or the other company you think rebuild out, you know, I know you think that that looks expensive and it will be expensive for what you get, I understand that, but you're not, all you're building is your circuit boards and LED lights, and you're using the same frame.
And it wouldn't take one to build.
But it won't have the player and the fans. Because it doesn't
And then you
have.
could still get your Yeah, backboard with that. That's the main thing, just so those
Move
kids
along.
can see
I
how
have
the back
accepted, we
block.
don't live in a perfect.
Well, if you did them on the backboard, they can see.
No, but
I'd like to see that, but,
It's gonna
you know.
cost to rebuild our own, too. We don't have that.
No, but he's got the guy that said that they could do it, and we may be able to contact him and have him give us a price.
Well, might as well investigate that, I mean, that sounds as good as any idea we can.
And then get a price on the two for the, on back ends.
So we've got an idea on that price. Now, that price might be a little higher since if you don't buy a backboard, the whole scoreboard off of it, excuse me, and you just buy what goes on the backboard, it might be a little higher. But we basically can tell what the price is. We know that the wireless piece is probably going to cost you $1,000 or something. The control module will cost you $500, $700, and then I don't know what piece it is that goes on the top. What it's called, well, 9-inch cable backboard lights is about $3,800 piece.
If you do, you're gonna be out a certain amount, no matter which way you go. Pretty close to either way. You just gotta make a
I'd say
decision.
they're not gonna be all up there.
You, $2,500 either way.
Probably.
Good, I mean,
I'm just roughly,
I think what we can do is
The most
Mike and Russ
important is-
come up here, I'll have them go look at that cabling and let him look at that. And
I would really be concerned about the cable, anything heavy.
that's
what's
my
there
biggest.
now.
That'd be the last thing you want to
Something
suffer
you
fall.
want to compromise here now, in the center of the court.
Can't do that.
And then the next thing would be maybe having Mr. Miller and Mr. Skaggs sit down with us.
We can sit down with those people who use the gymnasium for games, basketball, volleyball.
And let them talk to them.
So they would probably have a better idea of, what's the positives of having one in the center and what would be, what's the negatives and vice versa, but what's going to be.
I think Michelle's right, though, if we provide them that opportunity for the players to be able to see behind the scoreboards, that'll satisfy a lot of the coaches.
But I know they have worked on this. I know Mr. Gibson, for example, it takes a few days. He started on Thursday, and every few days just to get these quotes in. They'll take the facts.
No, but they ain't real quick about
Nobody.
getting back to you,
They
and
won't
all,
get
they
back.
don't, yeah, I don't know why.
But we have a number to contact the guy, I think Sam said it was the one that built this one before, but he's no longer with that company, but he did offer the bill, so we can give him a call.
And he said that once you decide, it wouldn't be a long time when you order. He said that,
It'll take
they could get it finished.
Well, think about it before making, no rash decisions on this, I don't think.
Well, the scoreboard is working, they've got it rigged good enough. The problem is, on one side, I think it's the visitor, the 8's not showing up, which I don't know if that's just bulbs or what, I don't know anything about stuff like that, I don't know.
Biggest problem I have with it is the site sometimes
And they-
don't exactly read right,
Yeah,
but.
But right
for the
now,
most
this one
part, we
facing-
only have an issue sometimes between an 8 and a 3, and if it's far enough into the game, you knew it wasn't,
Yeah.
the score wasn't 8 or something.
so right now, we know what we figured out what the 8 is, so. I'm gonna make a motion to table this item number 3 until we find out some more information.
Second that motion.
Motion made, second, all in favor?